The way a young man starves when he is burned through every coin, every favor, every bridge he ever had, and is now standing in a field, feeding pigs, looking at their slop and wondering if anyone would notice if he ate some of it. This is where Luke 15 finds him, not at his lowest point. His lowest point was the decision. His lowest point was the moment he walked up to his father and said, "Give me my share now," as if his father were already dead, as if everything he was going to inherit he would rather have in cash and spend on someone who didn't love him. That was the lowest point. This, the pig field, is just the evidence. I want to stop there for a moment because I think that is where most of us are if we're being honest. Not in the pig field, but at the decision. At the moment we chose something over the relationship, something over the person who loved us, something over the version of ourselves we knew somewhere quiet was the right one. And maybe you're sitting here today carrying the weight of that decision. Maybe it was a relationship, maybe it was your integrity, maybe it was your health or your word or your children or your faith. Maybe the pig field is just the life you're living now, and you've been standing in it long enough that you've started to wonder if coming home is even still possible. I want to tell you something that the younger son in this story didn't know until he turned around. The father was already watching the road. There's a detail in Luke 15 that most people glide past because they're so caught in the narrative of the son's failure. Verse 20, "But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him." Still a long way off. That means the father was looking, not waiting inside the house for a knock at the door, not being told by a servant that someone was coming up the road. He was out there in the yard, in the field, looking in the direction his son had gone, and he had been looking long enough that he recognized him while he was still a long way off. That is the picture of God this parable is trying to burn into you. Not the God who waits inside with a clipboard of your offenses. Not the God who makes you finish your apology before he lets you back through the door. The God who has been watching the road every single day since you left, who sees you before you get your speech together, and who, this is the part that should wreck you, runs. Verse 20 again, "And ran to him and embraced him." The father runs. In first-century Jewish culture, a dignified elder man did not run. Running was undignified. It meant lifting your robe, exposing your legs, moving with urgency that bordered on embarrassing. And this father ran because he did not care about his dignity. He cared about his son. I want to ask you something, and I want you to sit with it rather than answer it too quickly. What road are you on right now? Not where you're going, where you are. Are you still heading away? Are you in the pig field rehearsing the speech you'll finally give when you turn around? Or have you already turned and you're walking back, and the closer you get, the more you're dreading what you'll find waiting for you? Because here is what this story is trying to tell you with every verse. What you'll find waiting for you is not what you're dreading.
That is the word I need you to hear today, warrior. You are not a servant trying to earn your way back. You are a son, you are a daughter. And whatever you walked out with when you left, whatever you spent, whatever you broke, whatever you compromised, it does not change what you are. It changes what you've done. It does not change what you are. Now, here is where this scripture stops being a comfort story and starts being a challenge. Because there's a second son in Luke 15, and most people have never really met him. The elder son, the one who stayed, the one who did everything right, kept every rule, never asked for his inheritance early, never embarrassed the family, never ended up in a pig field. He was in the field, a different kind of field, working. And when the celebration started, he refused to go in. He was angry. And I want to be honest with you, his anger makes sense. He said to his father, "I have been here all these years, slaving for you. I never disobeyed you, and you never even gave me a young goat so I could celebrate with my friend. But when this son of yours returns, after wasting everything, you kill the fattened calf. That is a legitimate grievance. I would feel that way. Most of us would feel that way. And what did the father say? Son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. That line is so quiet that it passes most people right by, but it is everything. Everything I have is yours. The elder son had access to everything every day, and he never asked. He had been slaving, his word, for a father who was never asking him to slave. He had been treating the relationship like a transaction, doing the work to earn what was already freely given, and in his focus on the ledger, he missed the party. He missed the celebration not because he wasn't invited. He refused to go in. And the father didn't drag him in. He came out to him. He pleaded with him. He explained. But the elder son had to choose to cross that threshold. So do you. Which son are you today? Are you the one who left, sitting on a road, rehearsing your unworthiness, half convinced the door is locked? Turn around. It isn't locked. The Father is already running. Or are you the one who stayed, dutifully showing up, doing everything right, nursing a quiet bitterness about what others seem to get away with, standing outside the party instead of going in? Both sons needed to come home. Coming home for the first son meant turning around on a dirt road and walking back towards someone he'd abandoned. Coming home for the second son meant crossing a threshold into a celebration he felt he didn't deserve to enjoy. Here is how you embody the honorable trait of humility and grace, starting today, not next week, not once you've processed this enough, today. Say the hard, true thing to someone before you have to, before the pig field forces the confession. Humility that comes before the crisis is courage. Humility that comes after is survival. Stop rehearsing your unworthiness. You've been in that rehearsal long enough. The speech about why you don't deserve to be received anymore, burn it. The Father interrupted that speech, so does grace. Let yourself be received. This is harder than it sounds. Coming home is one thing. Actually walking in the door, sitting at the table, eating the fattened calf while your father celebrates, letting the love land, that is where most of us stall out. And extend this grace to someone coming back to you. Someone in your life is on that road right now. Someone who took something and spent it and is working up the courage to come back. When you see them coming, run.